Um, Hello everybody, good evening, welcome back, today's stream. I want to share updates with you about the issue of SARS that has been going on in my country. Oh my goodness, this phone just don't get me upset this evening. Let me disconnect it. A lot of things have been happening in this country. If you look at the internet, if you look at my previous stream, the stream I did on Sunday, I talked about this issue of SARS and the protest that's been going on in the country. Just give me a second. Let me turn off this light. I don't know. It seems like there's a reflection. Let me move this way so that um Grace's channel is on my mind every day. I look forward to your huge success in the future. You are all very passionate and should be. For all the years of oppression, for all soon will be. Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you. So like I said in the previous video, the live stream I did on Sunday, I brought you updates about the SARS situation in the country. And to be honest, things are escalating by the day. It now has become a nationwide protest. More youth are coming out every day across the country. Nigeria has 36 states, and the protests are escalating in the different states now. So, and is rightly so, because we youth of Nigeria are tired. We are tired of this situation. So for those of you who do not know, SARS means Special Anti-Robbery Squad. That's a unit of the Nigerian police force that was set up to tackle issues of armed robbery, kidnapping, and other violent crimes in the country, as at 4 years back. But ever since then, the whole SARS thing has escalated into a national menace. It has become a problem. The unit that was set up to address a problem has become a problem in itself. So Nigerian youth are no longer safe. We are no longer safe in this country, and it doesn't matter if you are male or female. You are already a target, like you're already a suspect of crime. And it's just so ridiculous because the yardstick that they use in tagging you or suspecting you as being a crime are simply you using a sophisticated phone, maybe an iPhone, or a good phone, maybe you driving a good car, or you know having on you a laptop. So, and it's just so ridiculous. This has been going on in the country. They have gone as far as now killing innocent Nigerians. So they just stop you, and woe betide you, you are alone, or even if you are in groups, it doesn't matter. They just demand to check your phone, they demand to check you, they are the ones now robbing the citizens because they ask you to give them money. And when you tell them you don't have money on you, they lead you to the ATM and ask you to withdraw money and give them. And that's just so ridiculous, because these are police officers that have been set up to protect us as citizens of this country. They are the ones now terrorizing us as citizens, and we've had enough. Everybody is saying EndSARS, EndSARS, EndSARS. That's all we want. Call them off the streets. So the protests, like I said, have been going on for almost a week now. It started last week, Thursday. So much heat. The youth demanded that the SARS be ended. So the Inspector General of Police made an announcement that SARS has been dissolved, and the government has heard the demands of citizens, so they've ended SARS. Something else is going to be done about it. So as I speak with you, the announcement didn't make any difference to us as citizens. We made certain demands of the federal government. I'm going to look through my phone because I read out, yeah, here it is. So this was on the 11th of October 2020 when the Inspector General of Police made the announcement that SARS has been dissolved. So these were the 5-point demands that we made of the federal government. There's a reflection. So yeah, so these are the demands that the youth made of the federal government. So I'm going to quickly read out these demands. One of the demands was hashtag EndSARS, which is the first one there. You see, the federal government has ticked the box in this regard. They've ended SARS. The next thing here was the immediate release of all arrested protesters. That too, the federal government has done. The police, another thing the police was doing was that they were arresting protesters, unarmed peaceful protesters. And protesting is a constitutional right that has been given to us as citizens of Nigeria in the constitution. We have the right to protest peacefully, and that's the weapon we've been using. We've been exercising our rights as citizens, protesting peacefully. Nigerian police officers have been shooting at peaceful protesters, arresting them, indiscriminately for no reason other than going out to protest and demand that SARS be ended, because we no longer feel safe. The police are meant to protect us, not to kill and rob us. Now, the second thing that the second demand the youth made of the government was a justice for all deceased victims of police brutality and appropriate compensation for their families. This has not been done. The government has not ticked the box in this regard. Citizens of Nigeria were back on the streets protesting, asking that the right thing should be done. The next thing was setting up an independent body to oversee the investigation and prosecution of all reports of police misconduct within 10 days. That hasn't been done yet. That's why people are still on the streets, youth are still on the street protesting that enough is enough. The government must take action. The fourth thing is, in line with the new Police Act, a psychological evaluation and retraining to be confirmed by an independent body of all disbanded SARS officers before they can be redeployed. So now what the government has done is, in the announcement they made that SARS has been dissolved on Sunday, what the Inspector General of Police said, he said they are going to set up another unit to tackle this issue, to replace the SARS that has been dissolved. And these units, they are going to ensure that police officers are trained and all. Yeah, so here is what the Inspector General, I'm reading from what the Inspector General, these were the 5 resolutions that the Inspector General of Police made Someone is trying to call me in there. Has dissolved SARS, and all officers and men serving in the unit will be redeployed to other police commands, formations, and units. So we said this is just a no-no, because you cannot disband a unit and then redeploy them to other units. They're the same people, same mindset, same operational procedures that they are going to use. So it's just the same evil that is going to go on. So what we requested, that they should be trained. Now, what the Inspector General of Police has said today is, he has announced that a new police unit has been formed, and that is what's the name again? Let me look at that horrible name. Um, special weapons and tactics. Yeah, special weapons and tactics. That's a new unit that the Nigerian police has set up to replace SARS. And there's a general outcry in the country right now that SARS Pro Max, a lot of reactions have trailed our announcement ever since the Inspector General of Police made that announcement, that you cannot, right now, EndSWAT is trending. So you see, EndSWAT is trending now. So EndSARS, now you've set up SWAT, special weapons and tactics. Like, what beats us is the fact that these people are so bent on having this unit, where we really have the problem and we need for the Nigerian government to address is the prevailing issue of insurgency in the northeast. That is where these people should be deployed. Since they are so brutal, they are trigger happy. Send them to Sambisa Forest. That's where the country has a problem. That's where we need these armed men to go and tackle issue of Boko Haram and insurgency, not terrorizing innocent citizens who are going about their daily activities. I just imagine, because male and female, like I said, are targets. So I can just imagine myself going on the road and I'm stopped by a SARS officer just because I have a phone, I have a camera, or I have a laptop on me. Automatically, I'm a suspect. Where did you get the money to buy it? Why are you carrying it? Okay, give us money. They ask you to open your phone. They check your account balance and they ask you to give them money. If you don't have the cash on you, they lead you to the ATM and ask you to withdraw money and give them. That's the height of it. That's the height of it. So everybody is upset. The country is in chaos as I speak with you. Nobody, youth are not backing down. And with this new announcement of SWAT, I tell you what, I don't see a change coming anytime soon in terms of youth leaving the streets, because social media is at our disposal. The mobilization is going on very strongly, and youth are just insistent. Yes, we asked that SARS should be dissolved. SARS has been ended, but now a new unit has been set up by the Nigerian police, which obviously is going to be more brutal, is going to be more yeah, more brutal than the SARS, because it's the same SARS officers with a new name. For crying out loud, special weapons and tactics. Like, you arm these people. We are not in a police state, so why would you arm these people and give them such a name to go on the streets? That's to continue harassing the citizens, and that's what we don't get as citizens of this country. Why are you bent on putting these terrorists, because as far as I'm concerned, they are terrorists, why are you bent on putting them on the streets to keep harassing us? Where the actual problem we have as far as security is concerned is in Sambisa Forest, in Northeast, where the insurgency is going on. That's where we need these people to go to, not arming them and putting them on the street. You are just going about your daily life, being, a citizen. The next thing, a SARS officer, now SWAT, will stop you and start harassing you for no reason, just because you dress fine, you look good. So the assumption is, why do you look good? Where did you get the money from? And yesterday, this morning, I was on the internet. I saw a clip from an interview that a former SARS commander who is now retired granted. And from the way he spoke, it was evident that the mindset of these police officers needs a total change, because the anchor asked him that, why do they stop innocent citizens and start checking their phones and asking them all sort of personal questions? He said, why shouldn't he do that? Because if he stops you as an officer, if he stops you on the road and he sees you driving a good car, having a good phone, he looks at you, he knows that at your age you cannot have money to buy this thing. He wants to know your family background, so he's assuming you are a suspect, so he's asking you questions to know. So the next thing he's going to do is to arrest you until you provide answers. Listen, internet crime, what they call Yahoo in Nigeria, internet crime is a cyber crime. You cannot investigate it by looking at somebody and assuming, because I, for instance, now I have a job, I work, I have a YouTube channel, so I have equipment, and I have a stream of income that I get, from creating content and sharing on YouTube. So if I'm able to buy a car now, I'm driving it, then it automatically means that I'm a Yahoo girl or what. I really don't understand that mindset. So a lot of Nigerian youth are working hard. You will not understand the struggle that Nigerian youth have to, undergo on a daily basis in this country to make ends meet, to make a decent life for themselves. I'm not saying there are no Yahoo boys or those internet fraudsters. There are, but Nigerian youth are hardworking. a good percentage of us have legitimate means of earning a living for ourselves and supporting our families and the people around us. So if we're able to make money, it's not a crime that we're able to wear good clothes and drive good cars. That shouldn't make us suspects in any way. You can investigate. Another thing that Nigerian youth have been asking the police to do is to set up a special unit in the police force that deals with issues of cyber crime, you know, not terrorizing innocent citizens that are going about their business on the way. And this might think some people might think that, well, this is a Nigerian problem, but no, these are the things that if you are allowed to fester, will become like it will spiral out of control and spread to other parts of Africa. If they see that it has been done in this part of Africa and the youth didn't do anything about it, they're going to, you know, amplify these things across other continents. And you might not be a Nigerian citizen. You decide to come to Nigeria, they stop you. What are you going to do? It's going to be your word against their word. Maybe because you dress fine, you look good, or you have electronic gadgets with you. For whatever reason, you become a suspect. So it's really disturbing. It's really disturbing. That's why youth are out every day protesting, at the risk of their lives, because some of these people have been shot down by these brutal police force. I tell you what, Nigerian police, or they're already a nuisance on their own. Nigerian police, they're a nuisance on their own. It's enough not for them to add another unit to it. It's as if they handpicked these SARS officers and put them in this unit, because the way they operate is worse than animals. That's the least I can say. And that's absolutely unacceptable by us. That's why we are calling for SARS to end. Now they made the announcement that SARS has been dissolved. Today, the Inspector General of Police has come up with a new announcement that SWAT, Special Weapons and Tactics Unit, has been set up. That is SARS Pro Max, like advanced SARS. They are even going to be more brutal. We are not in a dictatorship, so why do you have to arm these people and give them such a name and put them on the road to keep harassing us? That's the logic that we really do not get. Because as government, as security unit, you are set up to protect us, but you are not protecting us. Rather, we are terrified by you. You brutalize us every day. We do not feel safe with you. So we want an end to this. And honestly, what I see is this thing that is going on in this country is not going to end anytime soon. It's not going to end because youth are not ready to back down. The government, well, is forming responsive, but they're not doing what we are asking them to do. I don't know the logic behind these special units that they are setting up with no proper training. So what the Inspector General of Police said in his announcement as well is that this new team, the Special Weapons and Tactics Unit that has been set up, is going to be trained. So they are going to train them and then arm them and put them back on the street. We are not sure about that. We are not sure. That's another thing you need to understand. There's a huge trust issue between Nigerian citizens and the government, because over the years they have proven to us that we cannot trust them. And that's one of the reasons why people are not taking their word for it. People are not taking their word anymore, because they tell you one today. Like I said in the last stream, the Inspector General of Police had made announcements about this is the fourth time they've made an announcement that SARS has been dissolved. But each time they say it comes out that SARS is still on the road, SARS is still tormenting people. So this time around, we said no, we are not buying that. We are not buying that. And that's why youth are making these new demands of the government. And I tell you what has happened in this country and is happening, I see the birth pangs of a new nation. That's the phase we are going through as a nation now. A lot of things are going to change. I know that change doesn't happen overnight, so we still have a long way to go, but for once, I'm so proud. Like, I've always been proud of being a Nigerian, but I think this time around, I'm even more proud being a Nigerian and being a youth, because a lot of youth are on the streets there, and no threat is pushing us back. No threat is pushing us back, because we have seen that when we keep quiet, we encourage them. And I like the fact that with this new development now, we are beginning to have conversations about the next general elections, how we are going to mobilize as youth, the same way we are mobilizing now, to ensure that the right leaders we elect to lead us, to change the narrative about Nigeria. I see the birth of a new Nigeria. For me, that's what I see. What has started now, because the moment we succeed in dealing with this issue of police brutality in the country, we are going to take on the next issue. We are going to tackle bad governance, and that will start with us mobilizing ourselves and having the right leaders to represent us in the next general election. We are going to start addressing issues of corruption, issues of, no stable electricity, and all of these issues that we've been dealing with as a nation for God knows how long. I'm excited, trust me. Things might be slow, but citizens of Nigeria, let's remain resolute. Let's not give up. The struggle is on, it's on. We are not going to give up. And the good thing is, yes, Dorian, hi Dorian, you're welcome. You shouldn't trust me. Don't trust right now. Yeah. Dorian says, make nobody sabotage you people, especially the youth. Exactly. And that's a thing now. Like, youth have wised up. The phrase we use, wise up. So we are not having anything. And the good thing is, with this protest that is going on right now, there's nobody standing as a leader. And that's a strategy that youth have adopted now, so that they will not pick up that leader and try to compromise the person. We are just being mobilized. We are using social media to mobilize all across the country. We just make a post. We are gathering here, taking off from this location to go on the protest, and that's it. We take off, we assemble, and then we take off. So um things are just going on so fast, so good. The government is responding, albeit in a way that is not satisfactory to Nigerian citizens, Nigerian youth. So we are back on the street. I feel so bad that ever since this protest started, I've not been able to go out on the street to protest, because right now, as I speak with you, I'm not in Lagos. I traveled out of Lagos yesterday, and from here, I'm going to travel again tomorrow to another part of the country. So I've not been in Lagos, I've not been in one place to join in the protest. But trust me, as soon as I get back to Lagos, I'll be at the next protest myself, because this is a historical moment in the history of our nation that none of us youth should afford to be left out of. Our voices count. We have to make our voices heard loudly by the people we've elected to lead us. We are not going to be silent anymore. Enough is enough. Personally, I feel enough is enough. Enough is enough. We've had to deal with this international disgrace. We've had to deal with this international embarrassment for way too long. We deserve better as a nation. We deserve better. I feel so bad within me. Very deeply, I feel so bad when Nigeria is in the news for the wrong reasons. It's personally, I feel like I lack words to express how I feel about it. Nigeria should be leading the way for other African nations to follow. But somehow we've kept quiet and have allowed our leaders to take us in the wrong direction, putting out the wrong narratives about us, about our citizens. We have abundant resources in this country. A woman made a tweet. I don't want to mention her name, because a lot of Nigerians have cancelled her, because most of the times the things she said do not make sense. When the protest started, she sent out a tweet that the Nigerian government should turn off the internet, that it was done in Mali, it was done in another part of Africa, and it was done somewhere else. So the Nigerian government should also turn off our internet so that these EndSARS protests should not continue. And I felt the highest level of disappointment in her statement. This is a mother. This woman I'm talking about, she has a son in this country. Imagine that her son goes out on the street and SARS, and this same woman has had a personal encounter with SARS that made her trend in the country. Some people were even laughing at her. Some people were sympathizing with her. And this is the same woman now turning around to support SARS, to tell the government to turn off the internet in the country so that we should not be able to communicate. And this same woman had a personal encounter with SARS. This same woman has a son in this country that can be a target of SARS brutality at any time. And then another tweet she sent out was that the thing is, Nigerian youth are criminals, so the government should not end SARS. We should blame our parents. You know, I looked at this woman and I didn't find the right words to reply her tweet. I just read it and shook my head, because that's the highest level of disgrace to motherhood. If a mother, because countless families have had to cry endlessly because their sons have been killed. I told you in the last stream about an NYC corps member. For those of you who do not know NYC, that's the National Youth Service Corps. Give me a second. That's a National Youth Service Corps service that the Nigerian government set up after the first civil war that Nigeria experienced in the country, and the goal is just to unite Nigerians. So graduates of tertiary institutions, we are posted to different parts of the country on a 1-year national assignment where you're able to learn the cultures of other Nigerians. You know, Nigeria is a very diverse country. You learn the cultures, you serve in different government organizations, so that it also prepares you for work life, and then it serves as an opportunity for you to learn other cultures. And the goal is just to promote national unity and foster peace and understanding amongst Nigerians. So one of these corps members who was posted was arrested by these SARS officers, and that was the last we heard of her. That was the last we heard of her. She died. SARS brutality. They ended her life. A graduate who went on national assignment never came back to her family. The government did not say anything about it up until this moment. I can only imagine the agony that her family is experiencing as a result of that loss. And that's just one of it. There are countless youths that have been killed by SARS in this country for no reason whatsoever. Not like they were involved in any crime. They just stopped them, and sometimes you're unfortunate, that's the end of you. It's not safe. You can't just be going on the street and you are the next victim. They'll stop. And this is a government unit, a police unit that is set up to protect us from armed robbery, kidnapping, and other violent crimes. But now they are the criminals themselves. So we pushed and SARS was ended. Now the Inspector General of Police has announced a new unit, a Special Weapons and Tactics unit. And for the life of me, I don't know why. I don't know why these people have to be put on the street. Because where Nigeria is facing security threats is in Sambisa Forest, in the northeast of Nigeria. That's where we need these people to go. Not on the streets, harassing innocent Nigerians on a daily basis. So we are going back. We are not backing down. We are on the streets. We are calling. Now the hashtag trending is EndSWAT. SWAT will go. Dead on arrival, as it is coming, is going to die. It is going to die the way it has come. Because it's going to be more brutal. Trust me, it's going to be more brutal. It's just the same thing. It's the same thing, just a new name. It's just a new name they are giving them. If not, same modus operandi, same thing they are going to do. So we are not having it. You know, it's really unfortunate. I don't know why they're so bent on putting these people on the road. I honestly do not know why. A government unit, yes, Doreen, a government unit became a criminal unit because that's what they are. That's who they are. Harassing citizens. They look very terrible. They just changed the name and they think Nigerian youth are, for me, it's the fact that the government think Nigerian youth are dumb. Like, seriously? Oh my God. They think we are dumb. We do not understand English or we do not understand terms or terminologies or what. And that's a question that we are now asking. And you know what? They are not ready. They haven't seen anything. They haven't seen anything yet because what I see is not going to end. And youth are more determined now than ever before to make sure we push our own narratives, we push our own voice and make sure and you know, this change of name is one thing that Nigerian government is very good at doing. We have problems, we identify problems, we call for these problems to be addressed. Next thing they do is they just change the name, maybe rebrand it, give it a new color, a new logo, a new name, and then the same thing goes on. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know why. A lot of these things, we had SARS that has been changed to SWAT. NEPA, which is National Electricity Power Authority, the government body that was regulating electricity the distribution in the country. They changed the name from NEPA to PHCN, Power Holding Company of Nigeria. Same modus operandi, no difference. The only thing is that now according to them, they privatized it, so they had private investors coming to invest and all. But it's the same thing. Electricity generation and distribution has not improved significantly in the country. Now we are paying double the amount. The amount I used to pay for electricity, same unit, I went back to buy. I was giving half the unit at the same rate. It's really just ridiculous. I'm not even here to start complaining and saying all of this, but just to share this update that you guys just need to join us in this fight because trust me, if we succeed in this as Nigeria, it's going to have a ripple effect on the continent. If Nigeria gets our act together, it's going to be a ripple effect on the continent. So join us wherever you are on the continent, in the diaspora. Just join the conversation. Help us. Let's give this global attention. Join a conversation, tweet. Even if you don't know anything to retweet, just follow the hashtag and retweet. Just follow, use the hashtag, just keep retweeting. We want to gain as much international attention as possible. I tell you what, that's the only reason that our government is responding the way they are doing, because of how much attention this is beginning to get, to galvanize. This EndSARS trended worldwide, at number one. So it's not a joke. It's enough of police brutality in this country. Enough. How can we be citizens in our own country and be afraid to live happily? We are afraid to go out. If you want to tackle cyber crime, set up a unit that addresses this thing digitally, because cyber crime is not something that people commit walking on the street. It's a cyber crime, so tackle it cyberly, if there's a word like that. Train them on how to investigate cyber crime using technology, and pick the people who commit this crime. Pick them. The other day I shared updates with you about Hush Puppy, who was picked. We do not support crime because we are hardworking citizens. As citizens of Nigeria, we are hardworking youth, we are hardworking citizens. The kind of hardship that we've had to deal with in this country and we keep thriving, a lot of people will not be able to survive it if they were in the same situation as us. We are very resilient people. We are hardworking. So for our own government that is meant to protect us to turn around and start hunting us down like we're animals is unacceptable by us. Totally unacceptable. And we are not backing down. We are not backing down. You see this SWAT that they've set up, they have another fight coming because we are not going to stop. We are not going to stop. It's going to be dead on arrival as they've announced it, they're going to cancel it. You see some of the images of this. Yes, let me show you. Can you see this image? This is the image of a SARS officer in this country. How on earth do you tell me that this person is meant to protect me? No police uniform on him. This is how they dress. SARS officers, Special Anti-Robbery Squad, no uniform. This is how they appear, harassing innocent citizens. When I see these people, they look more criminal than even the criminals. Is this country not a joke? How do you expect us to explain to the next generation that at a time in the history of our country, we had people like this as law enforcement um, um, officers? Someone is asking who pays them. The federal government, because the Nigerian police force is under the federal government. These are the people that are tormenting us in this country. Now the government has allegedly or has claimed that they've dissolved them. Now they're setting up SWAT. Just imagine how SWAT is going to look if SARS look like this. Someone is asking me, who is funding your federal government? The government funds itself. We have foreign exchange that we earn from trading crude oil and other revenue generation activities that the government does to fund the country's expenditure, including, everything. The government funds by itself. They have run rampage on the nation. Exactly. Now, today, when one of the governors, the governor of Rivers State, made an announcement that no protests are allowed in Port Harcourt, in Rivers State. Like, seriously, Oga? Are you okay? Peaceful protest is our constitutional right. And trust me, Port Harcourt youth, they came out in their numbers en masse and were protesting. EndSARS, end police brutality. He had no option but to join them. He came out to join them and to address them. And that's the narrative we are pushing. Those are the youth, the Nigerian youth that have now awoken up. The Nigerian youth that have woken up to push our narrative, and our voices must be heard. That's a policeman. He looks more like, exactly, he looks more like an armed robber. It's so pathetic. Trust me, it is. It is. It's pathetic, and that's what we are tackling. And another thing is that as much as we are demanding for the government to end SARS, we're also asking that the government should reform the Nigerian police force. I actually saw a post that was made somewhere. Yeah, so this is it for the Nigerian police officers. This is a salary printout of Nigerian police officer. I'm just going to give you the least police officer takes home monthly 9,019 naira 42 kobo. A bag of rice. This salary cannot buy a bag of rice. That's the police recruit. The Inspector General of Police takes home 711,498 naira at the end of the month. So clearly, the salary of these police officers are not enough. Their salaries are not enough. So we are calling for reforms. We are asking that the salaries and remunerations of these police officers should be increased. It should be increased so that they can leave us alone in peace. We always used to laugh about police officers collecting 15 naira from citizens, would laugh at it. But now it has become a menace because now they feel like it's their right for them to stop you and harass you and collect money from you. That is what these SARS people are doing, and it's unacceptable. A police officer should not stop me and ask me to go to the ATM and withdraw money and give them. Like they gave me money to keep for them. It doesn't make sense. So the government has to address the issue of remunerations for police officers, pay them well for protecting us so that they can leave us alone. Let them also make enough money. And I think this comes from a place of envy as well, because if the police force is not paying them well enough for them to be able to afford the kind of lifestyle they want to, have, drive good cars, live in good houses and all of those things, they're going to vent, their anger on us, innocent citizens, and that's exactly what they are doing. So we're asking that the police should be reformed. Reform it. The police officers should not have to buy their own uniforms. Give them uniforms. Pay them well. Let them leave us alone. Exactly. The salary is ridiculous. Now, let me shock you. This is the earnings of Nigerian senators. Let me read it out to you. A senator is on a basic salary of 2,484,245 naira 50 kobo. That's the salary of a senator in Nigeria. Let me read the salary again. 2,000,000 the basic salary is 2,484,245 naira 50 kobo. That's a salary, basic salary of a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Now listen to their hardship allowance. Hardship allowance, that is one senator, 1,242,122 naira 70 kobo. Constituency allowance. Hey, Jesus is Lord. Constituency allowance, 4,968,509 naira 00 kobo. Furniture allowance, my people, 7,452,736 naira 50 kobo. Furniture allowance. Hey God. Newspaper allowance. There's newspaper allowance for these people, senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. 1,242,122 naira 70 kobo. That is what one senator of the Federal Republic is doing for going to sit in that chamber inside AC and talk, make law, what we elected them to go and do. That is how much they are taking. This constituency allowance, my people, at the end of the day, some of these senators go there and sleep. We know them. They call some of them sleeping senators. They never move a motion once. They've never pushed any bill once. They've never done any constituency projects in their constituencies once, but they take constituency allowances. These are the things that are driving youth mad in this country, because on top of all of this rubbish that they are doing, we are still finding ways to survive, to thrive. Yet you have the effrontery to put up a police unit, arm them to terrorize us, to kill us for living our life and finding ways to survive in this country. That's why youth are angry, in case you don't understand. That's why Nigerian youth are angry. There's wardrobe allowance. That's just the beginning. Listen to wardrobe allowance. What one person is taking. Wardrobe allowance. 526,061 naira 37 kobo. That is for wardrobe, clothes that they wear. Recess allowance. 248,424 naira 55 kobo. Accommodation. 4,068,509 naira. Utility. 828,83 kobo. Entertainment. 628,081 naira 83 kobo. Personal assistant. They have personal assistant that the government is paying. 621,061 naira 37 kobo. Vehicle maintenance allowance. 1,863,184 naira and that kobo there did not show. Leave allowance. 248,424 naira 55 kobo. Motor vehicle allowance. So just so you know, there's vehicle maintenance allowance, there's motor vehicle allowance. 9 million. Hey, finish me already. Hey, yay, this country, God. 9,936,982 naira. Hey, that is what these people are taking. So you see, when they say Nigeria does not have money, the government does not have money, this is where our money is going, my people. This is where we need to make noise. This is where our money is going. When they say there's no money to build, to construct roads, there's no money to pay salaries, there's no money to do this, do that, this is what they are using our money for. This is where the money is going to. We have money in this country. But you see, these few political class, they are the ones that have hijacked it. That is why youth are angry. This SARS issue is just a trigger. SARS is a trigger. That's what you need to understand. SARS is a trigger. There have been so many underlying issues that have made you disgruntled, disillusioned. So SARS is a trigger. And from SARS, once we tackle it, we take on the next thing. I tell you what, the next general election is going to be historic. Jesus Christ. We are rich in this country. Those allowances appear to be one-offs. One-off care. Even if it's one-off, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Why are they including the kobo? Just to make sure they don't. This is not funny. Exactly. To make sure they don't miss kobo. Like from the million down to the kobo. They take everything. Those allowance, okay, I've read that. Misappropriation of funds. I tell you, to be honest, that's little money compared to what some Nigerians are earning here to Niger. Listen, this money, you might call it little money, but to us in this country, it's not little money. That's a lot of money for one person. Okay, just look at the margin between what the senator is taking and what the Nigerian police officer is taking, and that shows you how much civil servants are paid in this country. And that's why people feel disgruntled. Why should there be so much gap between you and us? We are all serving this country. Are you saying that the service of the senators is more than the service of the Nigerian police officer? Why should a police officer take home less than the minimum wage to Niger? Why? The minimum wage is 30,000 naira. A police recruit is taking home 9,019 naira 42 kobo monthly. How do you expect him to survive? It doesn't make sense. Someone is saying here, your country is filthy rich in minerals alone. Why are you also broke? We are not also broke. Our politicians have hijacked the system. That's why youth are on the street, as triggered by SARS. Yes, this is a turnaround moment for the country. It is. It's a turnaround moment. It is. For me, it is. It's a turnaround moment. For me, I've said it that this is the birth of a new Nigeria. For once in our history, young people are standing up to the government, demanding better and insisting that their demands be met, that our demands be met. I mean, it's historic, and I'm so glad that I'm alive in this generation because our parents' generation failed us. Honestly, they failed us. Honestly, see, I'm looking at some of the comments that people have made. They don't regard us. All over the country now, protests all over. When we were traveling yesterday, protesters were at the airport, in the international airport. They blocked it, that nobody's going to move. I just hope that by the time we are going back to Lagos, we'll be able to pass, because if we go back and the local airport is also blocked, then that's a serious issue. Traffic everywhere. It's serious. It's as serious as it is. I'm not one to do a live stream to talk about Nigeria, say all these things about my country. But it has gotten to that point where I can't keep quiet anymore. I can't. It's so shameful. So shameful. Those are the updates I wanted to quickly share with you this evening before I go, because I've not been stable. Like I told you guys, I'm on transit because of work, and also I haven't had time to sit down to make videos and all. But as information come and I have time, I'm doing live streams just to share updates with so that yes, everything has to come to standstill for people to pay attention. That's exactly what youth are doing. Like, it's this year 2020 is just a lot of things have happened in this country this year, in the world and in this country. So I think, and this is the beginning of a new decade. So I see a change, a huge change sweeping across this country. This country in this new decade. We've cried for years, we've prayed for years. Nigeria is a praying nation. We pray a lot. So all of these manifestations, a lot of people are saying it. These are answers that are coming in the form of this um ouch, excuse me. These are the answers that are coming in this form of protest and all. So we are going to push a new agenda, a new narrative for this country and insist on it. And I'm glad I'm here. Things are going to be changing, and it's so good to be alive. For once in my life, I want to say Nigeria that we all can be proud of as Nigerians, that we all can be proud of us as Africans, because like I said earlier, if we get it right as Africans, as a country in Africa, just imagine that Nigeria has everything going. Nigeria is able to assert herself at the world stage. They're going to listen to Africa. That is what we are pushing. Let's have leaders that will represent us with vision, with purpose, that will drive this country in the right direction and be able to lead Africa as well. That's what we are asking for. And we have to start with addressing these issues that are threatening our existence. A lot of young people are being killed for no reason. Is it a crime to be a Nigerian? No. Imagine you leave your house in the morning. You leave your house, and on your way back, the Nigerian government police stop you, and then they end your life. That shouldn't be. So that's pretty much what I wanted to share with you. And this whole thing, ladies, like I said, we ladies, we are not safe. Guys, we are not safe either. So there's no sitting on the fence. You see women actively. Today, I saw an image of a woman with her baby, an infant. This woman was with her infant on the street protesting. It shouldn't have to get to that point. It shouldn't have to. That a mother will carry her infant and go out on the street to protest because everybody is tired. Yes, it will be democratically done in 2023. That's the next general election. Now I saw this evening that they are nominating one. Look at it. One of the president's aide that has been in support of these police brutalities, this woman has been nominated as INEC chairman, for INEC commissioner, and civil society organizations are calling for her name to be removed. We are going to get there. We are getting there. You see this energy? We are using it. Thank you. Who sent me a super chat? I was so busy talking, I didn't see it. Mike Olawole. Thank you, Mike. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you. See, I was so busy, I didn't see it. Thank you. Thank you so much, fam. Let me know if there's anybody who wants to come up and join me. If you want to join me on the stream, let me know. Your leaders are as bad as ours. You guys need a person like Trump, no politician. Yeah, come 2020, we are going to shock them. All right, thanks so much, fam, for joining the stream. I'm going to end it. Oh, okay, we're almost at 1 hour. Wow, I can't believe. Like I said, join us in this struggle, fam. Wherever you are, just help retweet Just follow the hashtag EndSARS, End SWAT, End Police Brutality in Nigeria, reform the police. So those are the hashtags that are trending. Help us join it. Let's fight this fight together and win it for not just Nigeria, but for Africa as a whole. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you guys so much. I'll see you in my next stream or in my next video. Good night. It's 10 minutes past 9 p.m. now. So bye.